Hi everyone, my name's Elliott. Wes is on the camera behind me and I'm in Stave Hill Ecology Park, which is in the Rotherhithe Peninsula in southeast London. Really excited to be here this morning. I'm going to do two segments and I'm going to start off here at the main pond in Stave Hill, talking about what some of our corporate volunteers have done, who were here just last week. So as you can imagine, our corporate volunteers weren't able to come on site for well over a year because of the pandemic. And so last Thursday, we welcomed them back, some volunteers for their Employee Action Day. And they came from NatWest RBS Group, who are one of our biggest supporters here at Stave Hill. And we wouldn't be able to do a lot of the work that we do here if it wasn't for their support and the hours that they put in every year. So it was really great to have them back and have them on a really wide-ranging project here at the main pond. So I'm going to talk through what we did last week and what they put together. But first, just want to explain what we're doing here at Stave Hill. So obviously, because of the pandemic, everyone wanted to get out a lot, wanted to see their local nature reserves, their green spaces. And that was great. It was really great to have a lot more visitors on site. The issue with that is that a lot more people meant that some of our wildlife spaces got encroached upon a little bit. And so what we have been doing at Stave Hill is thinking more about how we can make wildlife places and people spaces, and how we can make sure that wildlife isn't disturbed when, you know, there are perhaps in the winter, that we're not having people trampling paths or going off the path and trampling areas where maybe they're hibernating or pupating. So one of the things that we've done at the main pond here to kind of section off that people space is get the corporate volunteers to do a bit of remedial work for the main pond. So you can see here, we've just put up this fence, which they did last week. So there was 12 of them from RBS NatWest, and quite a variety of tasks. So we put up this long fence, and the reason we did that is if you look over here at the bank of the pond, it was quite trampled. Unfortunately, we had some folks who were having little barbecues and bonfires at night. And so what we wanted to do was section it off so that the bank of the pond had an opportunity to recover. So we built this fence, or the corporate volunteers, I should say, built the fence. And there was a real variety of tasks. So we had folks doing that. We had folks decorating the fence to let people know what exactly they might expect to see in this area in and around the pond. We also had folks working on the bank itself. So you can see we've put some gravel down at the bottom there just to help its recovery. And then just beyond that, we planted some new pond plants, again, to introduce some plant biodiversity into this area where we were getting a bit of over vegetation from reeds, for example, which leads me to the back there where you can see there's been some reeds cut down. And the reason the volunteers last week did that was because we wanted to create a more open space in the pond so that the pipistrelle bats that are really common here had more open space from which to feed. So there was a real variety of tasks, and really great to have the corporate volunteers back who'd been away for so long. And so now this fence will be here for a couple of years while the pond recovers, thankfully. And we had some folks some regular visitors coming by during that session saying, oh no, my dog or my daughter likes to go and get really close to the pond to see what's happening. Thankfully, there's still space right at the back where we created that opening from the reeds where people can still look at the pond. And we actually have an art installation there. We have some art students who come every year from Chelsea and Camberwell College of Art. And they're doing a little installation there, which will be ready later on in the year. And so this area, like I said, we've got the wildlife area here where we're protecting as much as possible. But then we've also got the people area here where people can enjoy what's happening. So that's it for the corporate volunteer section.